In this video, I'm going to show you how to import products. So let's be on the dashboard, and then I have my products. I already have them in Excel. So let's get into it. To import products, importing means you want to populate the product in a bulky way. You do not want to add it one after the other. You want to populate all of them at a go. So this is how to get to do that. You expand, you click on this burger menu, this three line here, and then expand the product module. You will then locate import products, select it, then it gives you some set of instruction. It actually provides you with a sample document to download. So you will click this download sample, download the sample. When you download the sample and open it up, you will have something like this. You have something like this. You have it's already preloaded with a sample record, awaiting you to add more information into it. So now, when you have this, you will then now load it. So now let's fill this file. To fill this file, I already have a ready-made one I filled. So let's assume on this column of product name, on the column of the product name, I have all my products. Product 11, blah, 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 up to 23. These are my own product name. They are codes. This basically means the barcodes. So these are my own barcodes. Barcodes can look like this. It can have numbers. It can also have alphanumeric. It's basically code, whatever code, or sometimes they have the code that came from the manufacturer. So if you want to use the barcode that came with your product, all you just need to do is to look at the barcode of your product item and input the codes here, or you can use your scanner to scan it here. It will accept it. Then this column says the barcode symbology. You can just leave it as code 128. Just replicate it down. To do that is just by copying, press your Ctrl+C. You can hold down where you have all the records and then you say Ctrl+V. It will paste it. Now, for my brand, let's go back into my pyramid app. Everybody will have a different brand. I will then leave here and scroll under to settings. I want to locate my brand. Don't forget, in the video that talked about settings, we have populated brands and quite a number of items that are under the settings. This way you set all the items you need to operate your app. So in the brand section, this is brands here. I have just three brands. This is Vitalwell, this is Lasena, and then I have Layer House. So for my brand, I am populating the products that are under Lasena. So your own case now, you might have beverages. A brand of beverage is Milo. A brand of beverage is also Bonvita and the likes. So if it is stationery, a brand of stationery could be maybe this Naja or stuff like that makes pencil. You might have different brands. If it is clothing, you might have the brands that are G&C or children's place and the likes. There are different brands. If you want to identify your product by brands, otherwise you may want to just leave a default brand, like okay, maybe my business name is Folabi Store and it will just be Folabi Store, and that I don't want to keep brands, so it's optional. But in populating the product records like we have here, you need to specify brands. Now here, talking about the category code. Category code is the next column here. These are the codes that under what category are all these products that I'm populating. So let me get back to pyramid and show you how I came about this JUIC. It's the code of my category. Don't forget, in the video of settings, I also talked about categories. Here in my category, I just selected it. I am populating all those my products 11 to where it ends are all juices. So my code, I'll pick it from here, which is JUIC. That's what I've used to represent it. And that is what I've used to identify it in my Excel sheet. This is the juice, right? And that is the code because I'm loading all of them that are just juice. So these are all juice. But if I'm loading juice and I'm also loading sandwich, what I just need to do is to specify to the system that, okay, let's say this product 23 now is sandwich. I will just ensure that this should be under sandwich, right? So that's about category code. Now moving on to the unit code. How did I come about this LTI? You also specify it too under the settings. Whatever units you are using, this is it under the setting. I have liter, maybe milliliter, gram or kilogram. You can add more. This came preloaded. So I am using liters. So that is why you have liter being the code of my unit loaded there. So it's the same thing I'm using to sell, and I'm also using to purchase. I purchase in liter, I sell in liters, and I also have it in liters. If you have it other way around, you specify accordingly. So on this column, which is my cost price, how much does it cost me? And my selling price, how much am I selling it? So for the product 11, it costs me 90 naira, and I'll be selling it 100 naira. This will enable Pyramid to calculate my profit for me. So, and I have repeated it for all the other products, their costs and selling prices respectively. On this column of quantity, how many of product 11 do I have? I have 30 of them. I have 565 of product 18, and it goes on. I have 49 of product 23, and it goes on like that. So for the purpose of this product I'm loading, under this tax rate, I'm not operating tax. If I am operating tax, I will include the tax. My tax method is exclusive, and I do not have the image for my product. If I have the image, I will specify. I am not putting it under any subcategory. If I have a subcategory, I will specify. Remember, I took you through in the video on how to add products. A typical product, all the entries that we have in that Excel is what you have when you are trying to add a product one by one. The purpose of the Excel is to enable you to bulk load 1,000 products at a go without having to type them individually. So I have this. These are standard products, the product name, the product code, the name of the product, the secondary name. You can see the weights, the code 128 is what I showed you, the brand, the category, the units. You can see the cost price, the selling price. I'm not putting any tax. If I have tax, I will select it. So these are all the values too for tax. So I have chose no tax. Then I have chose exclusive. You can see other entry that can be replaced in this Excel sheet could be inclusive, and it could be whatever tax rate you have now. And then I will specify the alert quantity and then the quantity that I have. So by default, it will load all the quantity that are in the at the store under a particular location. So it's just to show you the entries that we have in adding a single product. It's also what we have in adding a bulk product. So this subcategory product variant, if you do not have any entries, this custom field is just basically to enable other entries that are not here, and you want to have them to display about the product. It could be whatever information that you're also keeping about your product, you can have them here. Then if your product has a second name, sometimes we say maybe Milo, it's Milo 10, maybe 25 kg. It's also called Solo, for instance. So if you have the product name here as Milo 25 kg, for instance, you can put the secondary name as the Solo, for example. It's just to enable easy search when looking for the product. Right, so I have let me just save this. I have my records now populated, my Excel, which is in comma separated value format, CSV, populated. So I will head back to my pyramid now and select this import product. I will then locate my file. I initially downloaded the sample, and then I previewed it with those records. Then I will now load this same file into here, this same file. So right now I will select add files, and then I want to locate it from my computer. So have the file name as this, and then I will select open. It's here. Then I will click on process upload. Don't worry if you encounter error. If for instance there are errors, you can just redo it. Now we saw products 2. If there are products that already exist in the system, it will just update it. Product 2 successfully added. Then product 11 successfully updated. That means I have products that have the same name and already populated there. So it will update the record. It doesn't duplicate the record. So you can be assured that Pyramid will not load multiple records for you. So if I go on to manage product now to see the result of my uploads, my products will be right here. So you can see this code that I updated earlier. You can see them, product 12 and product 11. Apparently all these other ones already exist in the system. You can see their prices, and then I said that they are juices. Remember, I put all of this as their brand. These are juice, and then these are their cost and selling prices and their quantity respectively. So this is it. This is how to add products into Pyramid through by using the import products tools. So that's it in this video on how to add products into Pyramid using bulk upload option.